Good afternoon. It is 2:27-ish on March 19th. We are in room 309. This is the Committee on Higher Education convening our resolutions hearing. Thank you, Chair, for this opportunity. And we'll just jump right in and get started. First up on our agenda this afternoon is HCR 31 and HR 30. We have one person signed up to testify in person. Kobe Chalk, please come forward.
Chair Garrett, Vice Chair Amato, and members of the committee. Kobe Chalk on behalf of the Alzheimer's Association. We stand on our written testimony in support. I just want to kind of address, to the best I can, some of the concerns from the university about federal funding. So, of course, it's a little unprecedented in terms of budget or cuts across various sources of funding. But we would just like to highlight that the Alzheimer's Association is a nonprofit organization that is also bipartisan, or nonpartisan rather, and across several different administrations, funding has increased. You see in this graph here that every year it has gone up. And while this past results don't show what will happen coming up, what we're asking for in this resolution is simply that the university explore the feasibility, assuming the funding is still available in the next year or two, on how we can take next steps to pursue establishing an Alzheimer's disease research center. We're not asking for it to be established right now, but I think in the next year or two, this study will guide future steps and allow us to pursue this with the funding that is available at that time. Thank you, Rep.
Thank you. So I apologize. I realized I made a mistake. I forgot to read off the measure title before beginning. So I'll just back up real quick. Requesting the University of Hawaii to explore the feasibility of establishing an Alzheimer's disease research center and identify the requirements for receiving federal funding from the National Institute on Aging for Alzheimer's disease research. Is there anyone else in the room wishing to testify on these two resolutions? Seeing none. Members, are there any questions? Seeing none, all right, we'll move on. Up next, we have HCR 73, HR 66, urging the University of Hawaii President and Board of Regents to establish a Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at the University of Hawaii Maui campus. Up first to testify, we have Della Teraoka from University of Hawaii System on Zoom, in person. Welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Can you see if Laura Nagel is on Zoom? Laura Nagel is the Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs at Maui, so I'm not sure if she wants to weigh in, but we have actually already started this process. So it's gone past the initial approval, and we've put it into our process for approving a new curriculum.
Okay.
Laura? Oh, yeah, and she has one of her nurses with her, too. Maybe if you guys have questions, you can ask them since they're here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lauren, please go ahead.
We're here to answer any questions.
Okay. Let's see, we have testimony from one other individual in support from the Healthcare Association of Hawaii, and that is all who has signed up to testify. Member, are there any questions? I have a question for you, if I may, please. So where in the process are you of implementing this program? And is it essentially that you're stating that these resolutions are no longer necessary because you've already started the process? Is that what I'm hearing in summary?
We've started the process. Yeah, in a sense, yes. Laura, you guys put together the ATP, correct? Yeah, so the first step is you asked to get authorization to plan. That was approved. So now they will put a more detailed, what the program is going to require. But I think they've been working on it for maybe a couple of years.
Yes, and we have all the curriculum ready to go. We're just waiting for the official process to move through.
Okay, so when do you think that will actually happen? When can we expect the program to be offered to students?
We're being very ambitious. We would like to offer fall 2026.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. Okay, members, any questions? No, seeing none? I guess we'll move on. Next up, we have HCR 96, HR 92, urging the University of Hawaii to evaluate and expand its current mental health services for students. And up first to testify, we have the University of Hawaiian System via Zoom or in person.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Deborah Halbert, Vice President for Academic Strategy. We'll stand on our written testimony, and Associate Vice President Farah Gomes should be online to answer any technical questions you might have. She leads our student support services as well as works with student basic needs. Thanks.
And is there anyone else wanting to testify on these resolutions? Seeing none, members, are there any questions? Seeing none, I guess we will move on. All right, we're moving quickly today, members. I like that. Up next, we have HCR 124 and HR 120, encouraging the Kawaihuelani Center for Hawaiian Language of the University of Hawaii at Manoa to further provide learning resources and opportunities that promote Hawaiian language and culture. Up first to testify, we have Lindsay Garcia from the, oh no, that one should be removed. Let's see, we have no one signed up to testify in support. So therefore, members, there's no one to ask questions of. Is there anyone on Zoom? No. Did I miss one? Did I do what? This one? Did I skip them? Thought I got them, but okay. Okay, moving on. We're going to hear HCR 97, HR 93, urging the University of Hawaii to implement a homeless student stability and housing resource program to address the issue of housing instability. Up first to testify is UH.
Good afternoon again. We're happy to submit our testimony and stand on our written testimony for this resolution as well. Again, Associate Vice President Farah Gomes should be online to answer any sort of questions you have related to our student basic needs initiatives. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, do you have any questions? I actually have a question if she's not online. Perhaps you can answer it for me. Thank you. So, the student basic needs assessment that you've been conducting, I've been looking into it a little bit. How much is really including what's occurring on the neighbor islands?
So we've just done a system-wide assessment that would include students from all of the campuses. We also have a student basic needs action plan that includes actions for all of the different campuses on all of the different islands. So we are trying to be comprehensive and system-wide in our approach.
And when do you expect that report to be released? I think it said this fall approximately.
So the data collection is still, I think, just closing up
I
either,
think what
or
I
just
read is
closed
it
up.
ended Friday.
Yeah, ended Friday. And so I think the idea is to try to process that data over the next few weeks or months and have that report. I'm not sure of the date. I'll have to confer with Farah, but I think summer or fall.
Okay, and may I please request that you circulate that report to the members of the committee?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Members, are there any other questions? Is there anyone else that would like to testify before we move on? Seeing none? Members, no questions? All right, so moving on, we're going to hear HCR 195, HR 188, requesting the University of Hawaii system to establish a veterinary medicine expansion working group to explore the feasibility of developing a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program at Windward Community College. This one actually received the most testimony of all of them. So let's see, up first to testify, we have Deborah Halbert.
Good afternoon again, Deborah Halbert, Vice President for Academic Strategy. We stand on our written testimony, but we would encourage the committee to look at the substance of this resolution because of the fact that Windward Community College would not be the ideal location for a doctoral program in veterinary science. However, in terms of looking into this as a system, we would certainly be willing to do that and work system-wide to do so.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for your testimony. And that is all I have to signed up to testify on these two measures. Members, we received testimony and support from 13 individuals and groups, including the Hawaiian Humane Society in support, the Animal Interfaith Alliance in Britain, Kauai Humane Society, and a number of individuals in support. Members, are there any questions? Did I miss one? All right, seeing none, we'll be moving on to HCR 125, excuse me, HR 121, requesting the University of Hawaii to prioritize a capital improvement project to construct Halau o Kawai Huelani. And up first to testify, I don't seem to have it. Here we go. We have Keone Shizuma, an individual in support, and no one in person. So members, I apologize, there's no one to ask questions of. And so we'll be moving on, and let's see, finally today, let's see, we did that one. We have HCR 196, HR 189, requesting the University of Hawaii Community Colleges to develop a comprehensive list of bachelor's degree programs that directly align with job opportunities and industry needs within their respective regions of service. And up first to testify in person, University of Hawaii, providing comments.
Aloha, Della Teraoka, Interim Vice President for the Community Colleges. We did submit comments because we weren't exactly clear on what you were urging us to do, but we are happy to work on a comprehensive list of what would be not just bachelor degrees, but any certificate or associate degrees that would be appropriate to align with job opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you. We also received late testimony from the University of Hawaii Professional Assembly. Thank you. And we received comments from Della Teraoka from University of Hawaii as well. Yeah, oh, I apologize. I don't think I've actually met you. It's nice to meet you in person. And so that's all we have for testimony there. Members, are there any questions? Seeing none. Let's see. Take a brief recess for just Dan. Reset. Okay, this is the Committee on Higher Education. You guys ready? Committee on Higher Education reconvening for decision-making. Up first, we have HCR 31, HR 30. At this time, in testimony, UH had expressed concerns about the instability of federal research funding streams. However, if we wait for a more, as they said, appropriate time, then we will be missing a critical opportunity to begin this important work, and we will be potentially negatively impacting the longevity of all kupuna, not just those in Hawaii. So for these measures, I'm recommending passage as is. Chair, for the vote?
Thank you, Vice Chair. Members voting in tandem on HCR 31 and HR 30, Vice Chair's recommendation is to pass as is. Chair and Vice Chair vote aye. Representative Evslin? Aye. Representative Capella is excused. Representative Kila?
Aye.
Representative LaChica?
Aye.
Representative Olds?
Aye.
Representative Sayama excused. Representative Woodson? Aye. Representative Muraoka? Aye. Representative Souza? Aye. Thank you, members. Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you, Chair. Moving on to HCR 73, HR 66. You know, having more bachelor's degrees at UHMC is long overdue. I appreciate that UH is really working on this. We need more pathways. We can't call Maui a UH Maui college. We tried to move away from the community college label, yet we lack programs. So thank you. I'm appreciative for this, and I recommend that we pass it as is.
Okay, thank you, Vice Chair. Members voting in tandem on HCR 73 and HR 66, noting the recommendation is to pass as is, noting the excused absences of Representatives Capella and Sayama, who will be noted excused for the duration of this hearing. Is there anyone voting with reservations or no? Seeing none, recommendation adopted.
Thank you, Chair. Moving on to HCR 97, HR 93. Sorry about that. Let's see. Moving on to HCR 124, HR 120. I would like to amend this excellent measure to include that we send a certified copy of the resolution to the Director of the Kawai Huelani Center. My mistake. Thank you, Chair. My mistake. We're going on to HCR 97, HR 93. Moving on to HCR 96 and HR 92. First, I'd like to say, thank you, Chair Garrett. This is an important reso. I was proud to put my name on it. And for this one, I'm recommending that we pass it as is. Chair, for the vote, please.
Okay, thank you. Members voting in tandem on HCR 96 and HR 92, recommendation is to pass as is.
As is.
Anyone voting with reservations or no? Seeing none, recommendation adopted.
All right, then. Moving on to HCR 97. Let's see, I think we're back on track now. There we go.
Yes.
HCR 97, HR 93. My recommendation is that we pass this one as is. And Chair, for the vote, please.
Okay, thank you. Members voting on HCR 97 and HR 93, any reservations or noes? Seeing none, recommendation adopted.
Excellent. Okay, moving on to HCR 124, HR 120. So I would like to amend this to also include sending a certified copy of the resolution to the Director of the Kawai Huelani Center of Hawaiian Language of the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Members, any comments or questions? Seeing none, please, Chair, for the vote.
Sure thing. Members HCR 124, HR 120, recommendation is to pass with amendments. Any reservations or noes? Seeing none, recommendation adopted.
Thank you. Moving on to HCR 125, HR 121. I recommend that we pass this reso for technical amendments for clarity, consistency, and style as recommended by HMSO. And Chair, please for the vote.
Sure thing. Members voting on HCR 125, HR 121, recommendation is to pass with amendments. Any reservations or nays? Seeing none, recommendation adopted.
Thank you, Chair. And moving on to our final group this afternoon, HCR 196, HR 189. While I recognize UH's concerns of a potential bias based on industry pressures, these resolutions are a necessary first step to create a baseline of relevant career pathways. And while UPA seemed neutral, and we do hope for more professors, particularly on Maui, I would like to amend this excellent resolution from our Majority Leader Quinlan to ensure that UHMC is included in the list of schools required to develop a list of bachelor programs that align with job opportunities, which is a conversation I had with President Hensel recently. Backing up to HCR 195, HR 188. I apologize for my spreadsheet today, but, this one actually received the most testimony of all the resolutions. And like so many, I also care about animals. So this is an important first step in beginning to address the shortage in the animal care field. So I recommend passage with adoption of one of UH's suggested amendments, specifically their recommendation to add a representative from UH Hilo from their established veterinarian education program to this working group. So Chair, please, as amended.
Thank you. Members voting on HCR 195, HR 188. Recommendation is to pass with amendments. Anyone voting with reservations or nay? Seeing none, recommendation is adopted.
All right, now back to the final resolution grouping of the afternoon. Let's see, I would like to amend this excellent reso from our Majority Leader to include UHMC in the list of schools required to complete a list of bachelor's programs with job opportunities. I would also like to adopt HMSO's recommendations that this be amended for clarity, consistency, and style. Please, Chair, for the vote.
Sure thing. Members voting on HCR 196, HR 189. Recommendation is to pass with amendments. Anyone voting with reservations or nay? Seeing none, recommendation is adopted.
Thank you, Chair. We are adjourned.